Hey guys, I'm the Crazy Dane, and in this video I'm going to talk about the current state of Battlefield Hardline and what Visual could do to make it even better. Hardline has been out for some time now, and I'm sure everyone knows about these things that could or should be changed and improved, or well, at least balanced to make this a better game and more enjoyable. Some of these changes are in the workings, but I think there's more that needs to be done. I should state right from the get-go that this is just my opinion and some of my ideas on how this could be improved and otherwise fixed. And some of my friends share the same opinion as me on some of these things, but of course we can't all be just agreeing on everything. Of course there's different roads that leads to a better or more balanced game, but these are just my ideas to how it could be done. All of it is open for discussion, of course, and I'd love to hear your opinion and ideas on this. Whether it be you disagreeing with me, agreeing with me, having different approaches to how this could be done, or if you don't want it to be changed at all. There's gonna be a lot of criticism in this video, but I still like Hardline overall, and I'm still going to play the heck out of it. But I just think that these things need to be balanced, not only to balance the entire game, but make it less frustrating at times. Again, I'm overall positive about Hardline and this hasn't changed. These are just some ideas and opinions on improving an otherwise great game. First off, if you need money in Hardline, the basic thing to do is farm hotwire. Well, we all know it, but this shouldn't be such an easy reward for face rolling a game mode compared to when you work hard in other game modes but you get half the profit. And in general, there's a few other problems that comes to light when it comes to hotwire. As an example, the RPGs. Man, do I hate the RPGs. I was thrilled when I first heard about RPGs only being battle pickups, but disappointed when I learned about the junk in the trunk for the cars. And this is, well, a baseline broken mechanic in the game, because everyone uses that vehicle slot for RPGs, and they always get the RPG right off the bat and get ready for a one-shot kill. So the other items available for that slot are basically useless. I get the idea that you need to be able to deal with heavy infantry trucks and choppers, but the spam is just too unreal with the RPG. Visual is working on this, and the current road they're taking is to only have one rocket for the RPG in the trunk, and a reduced blast radius to focus more on the skill than the weapon itself. This might work, but there's still gonna be spam all over the place. So I think an additional feature might help, and it's the same feature as for the UCAV in Battlefield 4. What I'm talking about is a cooldown on the RPG spawn, so you have to wait anywhere between 30 or 90 seconds inside the car before the RPG spawns. And after it's been picked up, there's a 90-second cooldown on it as well. This will reduce the spam a lot. I know that some people will disagree with me, but the state of vehicles now is just poor. A coupe or sedan is a paper model of a car. Anything can take it down, and pretty fast as well. And since they're so fragile, this is how I'd see the RPGs most balanced. Another take on this is to just reduce the RPG damage to around 60 or 70 damage, so it's not a one-shot kill. Keep 2 rockets, but still have a cooldown on, which would fix the extremely short lifespan you get in hotwire, and save you from the RPG versus infantry around corners on other maps as well. Quite a rant, I know, but I think games should be balanced as such that there's not really one overall perfect thing to carry in one slot, but have different items, weapons, gadgets for different scenarios and situations and maps and so on for it to be enjoyable. Next up is the spawn system, which is currently broken. And not only in TDM, where you basically spawn in line of sight of someone 100% of the time, but also overall when you spawn in on a teammate who is being shot at or taking damage. I don't know why Visual didn't make sure the fix from Battlefield 4 was implemented before the release of Hardline, but it's quite frustrating to experience over and over, and actually made me never do team deathmatch at all. Along with the fade in black screen that sometimes kills you because you simply cannot react to anything when you spawn in. The way to fix this is, well, simply just to take in what they did from Battlefield 4. And I think that's what they're trying to do as well, so I just hope that you'll be unable to spawn in on teammates under suppression and only be allowed to do so 5 or 10 seconds after he stopped being suppressed or taking damage. Which would also fix the problem where you kill an enemy but the spawn train happens and you end up dying because you run out of bullets and they just keep spawning in. That's the sort of rape train I'd like to avoid, personally. And also when I spawn on a teammate and it results in an instant death for me. It's frustrating. Next up is the weapon balance in this game. And as we all know, there's a few weapons that are the only right choice to use. For the operator, if you don't use the M16 or M4, you are, well, doing it wrong. Because they are superior to all the other operator weapons and even some of the other class weapons as well. They are basically a guard weapon at any given situation. There's few things that could balance them though. One is reducing the damage to 24 or 25 damage maximum to balance the fact that they are godlike up close, which they shouldn't be when they are godlike at a distance. And you could also increase the recoil a bit and make the damage drop off happen sooner so they aren't godlike at long range. So they are more in line with the other operator weapons. Maybe reduce the RPM, I don't know, there's a few different roads you can take here. In general, there should be weapons made for CQB, medium and long range combat, but not all in one, as with the M4 and M16 assault rifles. The mechanic, and you know what I'm about to say, K freaking face rolling 10. This is currently the best weapon in the game with a 34 damage model and 1200 RPM. I get that it's a CQB weapon, as are most of the SMGs and PDWs, but again, if you have access to the K10 and you're not using it, you're doing it wrong, as it's just OP as fuck. Excuse my language there, but it's irritating to see everyone using the K10 over any other weapon. Visual are going to reduce the damage from 34 to 35, but I don't think it's going to make a difference at all, as it shoots 20 bullets a second. And it does a lot of DPS at medium range as well. I think the K10 needs more damage nerf to make it more in line with the P90 on the opposite faction. Give it more recoil and the damage drop off needs to happen a lot sooner than it does currently. The other SMGs and PDWs are actually decently balanced to one another, but the reason why they are rarely used is, well, besides the K10 subject of course, is the fact that the other ones simply can't compete against the M16 and M4 in CQB, which they should win as the CQB arena belongs to PDWs and SMGs. So of course people take the K10 when it's blatantly overpowered to any of the other weapons available. The battle rifles and DMRs are getting a balance as such that they are more in line with their more powerful counterparts on the opposite team. This I think is the correct way to do it, but there's still some issue with the sniper class and the knockout sniper rifle. It's overpowered, we all know that. The balance for this should be a lower RPM and slower reload speed to compensate for the silenced one-shot kill at up to 50 meters. There's still head glitching and a big flinch when getting shot at, which I had hoped would be gone by launch. I loved the test range in Battlefield 4. I mean, it was just joy overall. It allowed me to get to know the choppers and practice without angering teammates and causing avoidable deaths all the time. So simply put, I don't understand why Visual didn't take this into Hardline as well. Because the chopper mechanics in Hardline are different compared to Battlefield 4 and Battlefield 3, so players should have the opportunity to practice without angering other players, such as myself when I join in and they only use it for a taxi. And in general, this should be a new standard to any Battlefield game done by either Visual or DICE, potato. I think they should make a test range feature and a map for this so we can test weapons and what attachments works best for us and the weapons with our playstyle, without ruining KD or other stats doing so. Another thing I've thought about is some sort of system punishing people that only uses choppers as taxi. Too often have I joined in as a gunner in a chopper and the pilot bails as soon as possible because he only needed to get to a point or a roof and I only realized it when it was too late and I died. I've brainstormed a lot of ideas for this, some of which I'd like to share. First one could be big red letters on screen flashing and a alarm loud enough for you to notice it. just to notify you that the pilot died or he bailed the chopper. Another thing that could be done is that the pilot is not allowed to exit the vehicle as long as there's passengers or gunners in it. But in case of swapping with a friend or teammate who is a better pilot, you push a switch button, prompting the seat you wish to switch with to switch seats, then allowing you to jump out or become the gunner if that's what you want to do. And this last feature is, well, maybe a feature where you have to go through a training program or tutorial, where you have to complete a certain set of missions or tasks in a single player or co-op mode, or in the test range if it was implemented. And you earn a score, and this score not only determines your skill and how far you've come, but allows people joining in to see your score and how much you've completed in the training program before deciding to spawn on you. But also that if a person with, let's say, a 10 out of 10 score pilot gets priority over a 5 out of 10 score pilot, or well, that you need at least a score of 1 or 2 to be able to pilot a chopper in a multiplayer game. This is just an idea I've had. I don't know if it would work in reality, but I think it sounds plausible and it could work. But then again, that's just me. But what do you guys think about this feature? Which of these chopper mechanic ideas do you like and or dislike? Do you agree with me or disagree, or do you have any other sort of idea? These are all my ideas and opinions on the things I think should be changed, balanced or improved. I'd like you to let me know in the comments below what you think. Do you agree, disagree? Have you got ideas yourself? What's your opinion on what Visual has got in the workings for the next patch? What are your opinions on my ideas for possible improvements? As said, let me know down below. I'm open for discussion and I think we should let Visual know what should be done. I still love Hardline, but I'd like to see these things changed a bit for the better and for making a better game and experience. So yeah, hit the like button down below, subscribe for future reviews, ideas, content and gameplay, and do share this. I'd really appreciate it. And that's it for this time, guys. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed my, well, my rant. Let's call it what it is. My throat hurts a bit, so I'll take my leave now. Yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video.